What is going on, everyone? This is Eric coming at you from just outside of Hartford, Connecticut. And today we are looking back at the 2004 NFL Draft as we discuss the Bob Sanders draft pick trades that would net the Colts safety Bob Sanders. So this is an interesting one. This is one of the rare trades where the team that traded down gets the better player. So this trade saw the Indianapolis Colts acquire picks 44 and 107 from the Pittsburgh Steelers in exchange for pick number 38. So with the 44th pick, the Indianapolis Colts would select safety Bob Sanders. Now, if you're in your 20s or 30s, you know Bob Sanders. You watched Bob Sanders as a kid, and you love Bob Sanders, and there will be at some point a push to get him in the Hall of Fame, but he'll never make it. Why, you might ask? Well, he was feared. He was terrifying to opponents due to his just not dirty, but punishing hits. He would always nail you, and you would feel it the next day. Now, he broke out in 2006 after returning from an injury. 2006 was one of, if not his best year, and he was a key piece in the Colts winning the Super Bowl that year. Now, 2007, he does even better, and he wins Defensive Player of the Year. Now, unfortunately, 2008, 2009, 2010 were marred by injuries for him. He couldn't stay healthy, he couldn't stay on the field, and he only appears in 9 games over those 3 years. But unfortunately, again, he would end up getting released by the team. But he made his impact known in Indianapolis. He was a 2-time Pro Bowler, 1-time Defensive Player of the Year, and a 2-time first-team All-Pro. So he had a very short career for them, but he was great, and he couldn't stay healthy. Now, at the 107th pick, the Colts would select linebacker Kendall Pope. So Kendall Pope only plays in 2 games for the Colts. He misses all of 2005 and 2006 due to PED suspensions, and he ends up getting cut by the Colts. So really disappointing career for him. Now, the 38th selection was the one that the Steelers acquired, and you'll see the star next to that. We'll get to that in 2 seconds. So with the 38th pick, the Steelers would select cornerback Ricardo Cockley. So Cockley ends up, he's just a backup corner, and he ends up actually being their kick returner for 3 years before he gets cut. Not a great pick. They could have gotten Bob Sanders, and it would have been a great addition to that team, especially with the fact that they had just gotten Palomalu the year prior. So why do I have the asterisk by 38? That's because the Colts actually traded for pick 38 before they sent it to Pittsburgh. And this trade has a couple big names in it as well. So the Colts would acquire picks 38, which we already mentioned, 69 and 125 from Atlanta in exchange for picks 29 and 90. So we'll start with the Colts here. And we already mentioned 38. So 69, they would select linebacker Gilbert Gardner. Now, Gilbert Gardner, he was a Colt for 3 years, and he was known for struggling with a run defense. So he was a decent pass coverage guy, but they would just keep running the ball at him, and he couldn't make plays. So they ended up getting rid of him. He was a starter, I believe, on the Super Bowl team, but yeah, then they get rid of him. And then with the 125th pick, they would get cornerback Jason David, and David was an average starter for 3 seasons before leaving as a free agent. Now, there ends up being this crazy thing with comp picks and all that. I don't want to get into that, so I'm just going to say he leaves after 3 seasons. So a little easier, just in case you guys fact check me. So, yeah. So then Atlanta ends up with their 2 picks. They get, with the 29th selection, wide receiver Michael Jenkins. So Michael Jenkins, he would spend 7 years as a reliable wide receiver. Now, unfortunately for him, the team was never great, and he's reliable, but he's not an elite receiver, so he was just a reliable guy on bad teams for 7 years before just leaving in free agency. Now, the 90th pick would become quarterback Matt Schwab. So Schwab himself, he's a backup for 3 years, and he would only start 2 games for the Falcons, losing both of them. Again, remember, he's behind Michael Vick, so he was never really going to become the guy. He was just a reliable backup because, why not? Vick's a running guy. So he ends up getting traded, and we're not going to get into that just because we don't want these videos to be forever. But that was the Bob Sanders trade. Again, Who wins this trade? Honestly, Indianapolis. Atlanta got themselves 2 good players as well. Pittsburgh, dead last. So, but yeah, that was the Bob Sanders trade. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Have a great rest of your day.